welding, different types of welding, principles of welding, and after that we are going to study about little about soldering and brazing. Okay. So now welding. What is welding? Welding is the process of joining two different materials, mainly actually similar metals. Similar or dissimilar, mostly welding it is used for joining similar materials. What is the meaning of similar materials? For example, if I am welding a mild steel material, if I want to join mild steel material, so another part will also be mild steel material only. And whatever the electrode what we are using, that is also mild steel only. Same composition. Because in the metallurgy, it is required to maintain the standard procedure, and also in order to have better metallurgical properties, it is required to have homogeneity in the materials. So therefore, the parts being welded and the material being used as the filler material, both are of same material, same composition. So that you should keep in mind. So welding is the process of joining different materials or different parts of metal. Okay. Large bulk materials that are welded are metals and their alloys. Although the term welding is applied to the joining of other materials such as thermoplastics. So don't worry about that thermoplastics joining, etc. Okay. If you want the notes explanation, I'll explain with the notes itself. It is a process of joining two metals, similar or dissimilar, mostly similar metals, majority of the cases, by the application of heat. What we are applying? We are applying the heat with or without application of pressure. We are applying the heat and pressure may be applied or may not be applied. So in which case we apply the pressure, which case we do not apply the pressure, we will discuss those things in the coming class. Okay. Totally, welding is the process of joining two materials by the application of heat. Heat is mandatory, compulsory heat is to be supplied, whereas the pressure may be required or may not be required. It is depending upon the type of welding. And apart from that, addition of filler material. Filler material means, so to fill the gap between two metal parts, we are adding same composition, another material. So that is called as the filler material. All these things you will understand while explaining it. Okay. All metals and alloys can be welded. The materials to be joined are held in contact together. The materials to be joined are held in contact together and the required energy is supplied. Okay. Mainly in the form of heat. This heat fuses the material. So this heat fuses the material. It means that it becomes liquid. Okay. Previous chapters we have seen that how to convert solid metal into liquid. So in the furnace, here we do not use any furnace to convert into liquid metal. So here solid metal instantly, within fraction of seconds, the solid metal is converted into liquid metal, because that much energy is supplied, so that within short period the metal will be melted. So after melting, the fusion takes place. And on cooling, the joint solidifies. Upon cooling, the joint solidifies. It means that liquid becomes solid. The joint formed is called as welded joint. Heat is the main source of energy which can be obtained by electricity. Okay. So by supplying the electrical energy, that heat is produced. Or by supplying the gas, by burning of the gas, or by chemical reaction. So like that, different types of welding. So we will see that. So totally, what we have understood from this paragraph is welding. It is a process of joining two different materials, mostly similar materials, very rare case dissimilar materials, and by the application of heat with or without application of pressure. Pressure may be required or may not be required. So that is the welding. Okay. Here, what are the advantages of welding? Any metal or any alloy can be welded. Copper welding is possible, aluminum welding is possible, plastic welding is also possible. Any type of welding, any material can be welded suitably by using that combination. Then any shape of component can be generated. Very important thing is any shape of component can be generated. By other manufacturing methods, it is very difficult to produce certain shapes, certain complicated shapes. It is very difficult to produce in the other lathe turning operation or casting operation or some other operation, forging operation like that. It may not be possible also sometimes to produce certain shapes. But in case of welding, you can produce any shape of the material or component required. So that is the advantage. Then strength of the joint will be same as that of the base metal, because joint means it is the place where joining of two metal parts takes place. Joining of two metal parts takes place, that is called as joint. Where is that? I will show you that. Okay, that joint strength and the material strength both are same. There is no difference. Therefore, the welded structure or the welding is very, very strong as that of the base material what it is being welded. Okay, these are the advantages of welding. So it can be easily, any shape can be easily produced, and any metal can be joined, any type of material can be joined, and strength of joint will be same as that of the base material. That is the advantage. And cost is also less. That can also be added here. Cost of the manufacturing, it is also less only. Next, disadvantages. What are the limitations? Limitations or disadvantages are like this. During welding, you might have observed the harmful gas and light is produced at the joint part. While during welding, harmful gases are produced and the UV ultraviolet radiations are produced. Those are dangerous for the human health. Harmful radiation and fumes means that smoke may be generated during the process. That smoke or that light, what it is coming out, so both are dangerous for the health. And one more thing, residual stress may be set up in the welded joint. Very, very important point, this one. Residual stress will be set up or may be set up within the weld. What is the meaning of residual stress? Can anybody tell me what is residual stress? Can anybody unmute and tell me what is stress? Please unmute yourself and tell me what is stress.
Stress is the ratio of force applied to per unit area.
Stress is the force applied per unit area. That is the mathematical expression. Correct, no? So force per unit area. So that is called as stress. But what exactly the meaning of that? Karthik, or anybody else? What is the meaning of that stress? Force per unit area, of course. Correct answer. What is stress? How to calculate stress? That is the answer you have given now. Force per unit area. Okay. What is actually the stress? Quick. Arvind? Arvind? If you are not answering means not, I'm not expecting the right answer. Response. If I am not getting response, I'm going to remove you immediately from the class. Akash.
Sir,
What is stress?
sir, that only, sir. I don't know, sir.
That is the calculation of stress.
Yes, sir.
What is stress?
Don't know, sir.
Okay. Arvind NG. He is not there. I'm going to remove him from the class. Charan MB.
Sir,
What is stress? Now you can search. Now you do one thing now. However, you are using mobile, there itself you just Google it. What is stress? Not calculation formula, I'm asking. The meaning, real meaning of stress. Just to find out the
Internal
answer.
forces developed per unit area.
Who is giving the answer now? Charan, na?
Internal forces developed per unit area.
Internal force developed per unit area. Correct, Napa? What is the meaning you understand now?
yes, sir.
What did you understand?
It is the internal forces developed in a certain body when external force is applied.
See what happens when an external force is applied on the material. When an external force is applied on the material, there is an equal amount of force developed within the material, from within the material actually. When a force is applied from the external agency, the internal of the material also develops equal amount of thrust or resistance to it. Resistance to the applied force. What force you are applying from the external, equal amount of force is developed for resistance. It is not force actually, it is the resistance. Internally, the equal amount of resistance is developed. That internal resistance to the applied force is called stress. Understand? Got it? Karthikeya?
Got it, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Whatever the force we are applying from the external source, to that amount of force, equal resistance we will get from the material. Because of that resistance, the external force, it is not possible to deform. If the internal stress is less, or if the internal resistance is less than the applied force, then what happens? Deformation of the material takes place. Deformation already you have studied, isn't it? Temporary deformation, permanent deformation, all those things already you have learned. I'm not going to explain those things. See, like that, what is happening? I was explaining this somewhere. Stress, residual stress may be set up in the welded joint. What is the meaning of stress and residual stress? Stress means when the force is applied externally, equal amount of stress is developed within the material. Stress nothing but resistance developed within the material. When the force is removed, that stress is also nullified. So now residual stress nothing but the material inside always there is some amount of stress. Some amount of stress will always be present. Why means because of some reason. Actually, the material should be free from any kind of stress. Material should be free from any kind of stress. No compressive stress, no shear stress, no tensile stress, nothing should be there within the material. Then the material is durable. Material will be durable. If the material is already stressed, compressive or any other stressed. Already it is under stress, not external stress. I am telling you, material is already under the internal stress. Then what happens? It cannot take more load which is applied externally. Hope you are able to follow me or not. I should get the answer feedback from you. You are trying to catch what I am telling you, or it is not possible. Hedappa, is it fine? Are you finding difficulty?
No, sir, not at all. We are
You
following.
got it?
No, sir.
You got it?
Yes, sir.
So, for example, I will give you other examples. If your mind is empty, nothing but if our mind, not I don't say our mind is empty. Whenever we go to a lecture or anything, empty, nothing but not very. It is ready to receive the content. It is ready to receive the content. Then what happens? It will receive any amount of external information and it stores in the brain. If our brain is preoccupied with some other unwanted or some other material, brain is fully loaded. It means that our mind is not focused. Then what happens? It will not receive the whatever the information coming from the outside, isn't it? So it will not receive. This is one example simply I gave you. Another example I will give you. A material can withstand certain amount of load. Any material can withstand certain amount of load depending upon its capacity. So depending upon its properties, it can withstand some X amount of load. Then what happens? If X plus Y amount of load is applied on the material, X plus Y amount of load is applied on the material, it cannot take the load because the material capacity is X amount of load. Okay. So here that is excessive load cannot be taken. If the material is very stress free, it can take all the loads what it is designed for. Okay. But if sometimes the material is overloaded means not externally, internally stressed. So then what happens? The external load, if it is designed for X amount of load, then it cannot X amount of load because some Y amount of load already it is internally loaded, stressed. So it cannot take. So therefore, then how much external load it can take? It can take only X minus Y amount of load only. Because Y is the amount of stress which is already inside the material, it is present. So therefore, it cannot take more load. Hope I think you are able to follow. If you are not able to follow, just if you ask question, I will explain. No issues. So therefore, the material what we are expecting should be stress free. Under what circumstances this material will be stressed? Internal stress. It is called as residual stress. Residual means what? The meaning of residual now I am telling you clearly. Please try to catch it. Residual stress means due to previous operations. Due to previous operations. It may be thermal operation, it may be mechanical operation, any kind of operation. Due to previous working or previous operations, the material has preoccupied some stress. Some stress is preoccupied in the material. That is called as residual stress, remaining stress. Residual nothing but remaining. Stress which is present already in the material. How it happens, why it happens means, for example, the metal while forging operation. Do you know what is forging operation? Heating the metal up to plastic state, that is 900 degrees centigrade if it is steel. Then suddenly after the process is over, after the deformation is over, if it is suddenly quenched nothing but dip it in the water, then what happens? Sudden removal of heat, temperature takes place. Because of that, what happens? The material experiences a severe shock. It experiences severe shock. Shock nothing but higher temperature to lower temperature. Sudden transformation took place. Because of that, the material experiences shock. So this shock induces a stress within the material. That stress is called as residual stress. By what means it is? It is thermal residual stress, because due to temperature difference, that stress is developed within the material. Like that, one more type also takes place. Some operations will be carried out on the material, bending operation or drying operation. Some operations will be carried out. Due to these operations, previous repeated bending, so some amount of stress is induced within the metal. Okay. If already stress is induced in the material, that is called as remaining stress or residual stress. Residual means remaining stress. The stress within the body of the material is not good for the life of the material. So therefore, what we should do, that stress should be removed or relieved. The material should be relieved from any kind of stress. So therefore, by welding, due to welding, you know that temperature during welding, it is very high. It is 3000 degrees centigrade or 4000 degrees centigrade at the time of welding. Immediately after that, 1 minute later, the material almost reaches room temperature. So where is 4000 degrees centigrade, where is room temperature? The difference is huge, very huge. So that because of that fast cooling, what is happening? A kind of stress is induced in the material, that is called as residual stress. If residual stress is there in the material, it cannot withstand high amount of loads. Okay, that you just keep in mind. We will discuss it later. Then skilled operator may be required to carry out the welding operation. Then structure of the weld portion will be different from the parent metal. So all these things we will be, there are some disadvantages, some advantages, everything is there. So all this we will be, this is the fundamentals of welding. And where the welding is used, fabrication of welding is used at every place. Okay, I cannot limit the application. But few examples are given: fabrication of aircraft and automobile components, bridges, building structures, ships, pressure vessels, pipes, etc. You can give anything which is related to welding, it is good. So that applications in these areas or more than these areas, the welding application is used.